Hey traders, in this video, let's follow up with Walmart because Walmart is officially out of the boring retail, big box, Target, Costco, and Walmart we can classify now as a growth stock. Amazon, PayPal, Shopify, Walmart. Join the club because with the new addition of the rivalry to Amazon Prime, and with next day shipping, and obviously e-commerce growing massively with the work from home and since coronavirus pandemic, we are seeing not only Walmart move at multiples, which it has never seen before. I mean, if you look at these tight ranges like it had from June to early July, stock barely moved a couple bucks a day. Or if you look at the prior history, like Walmart from really, we'll look at last September all the way till early February, Walmart barely moved. It was in a tight range. It was in a coil, compressed, until it started to see some volatility as we had the coronavirus and such. But Walmart now, the market makers are jacking up option prices, meaning implied volatility, as we see below, is juiced to the gills. And now you can no longer buy cheap options on Walmart. In fact, the implied move for this week alone here in Walmart is over $4.20 for Walmart. That is right. Walmart is implying a $4 move. Now, it's not the $200 move that Tesla sees, but that is still expensive. And how do we find the implied move? There's actually two ways. You can add the stock price to, right here, the market maker's implied move. So right here it says up or down 426, so we'll just say 420. Or what you can do is add the stock price to the at-the-money calls and puts, or the at-the-money straddle. With the stock just shy of 132, you can add the 132 calls and puts, and we'll say these are, we'll just say $2. We'll round up here for the puts, and we'll say the calls are, we'll say 185. So that gives us about 385, but we have to give or take because we're not exactly at 132, so we'll give or take about 25 cents or so. So that gives us right around that 410 mark. So right to the implied move where the market makers are implying right there. So option prices here in Walmart are now getting expensive. And you can look at these at the money calls. They are juiced. I mean, the 140 calls are 35 cents. That's a big move. And if you also look at the puts, they're actually not as expensive as the calls. So we call this a call skew to the upside. And you can actually look here on Thinkorswim. I think they have a graph. If we look at the option stats here, let's scroll down. There we go. You can look at the skew and the calls as they're more elevated than the puts. You see how the puts kind of level off here right at the money? Well, the calls, they really start to go up in value right there. So, and another reason we can look at this too, if we look at the option stats to calls and puts, we're looking at about 208,000 calls trading today to only 21,000 puts or so. That's a huge jump in the call buying. I don't want to say the call buying because they could be closing and selling calls too, but the calls are more expensive on a relative basis to the put. So we call the call skew is high. They actually have a sizzle index too on Thinkorswim. As you can see, the call sizzle is about 1.22 compared to the put sizzle, which is about 0.9. So pretty cool stats here on Walmart. Another stat you can look at, TOS has a very cool features actually, is the implied volatility, the current IV percentage as well. And we can see here, we're looking at about, there we go, the 38, current IV percentile, 38%, with current implied volatility at 38.73%. And Walmart has no earnings or no news this week, just from that spike on the Amazon Prime rivalry. Walmart is now trading like a growth stock, and you can look at the peers, the Targets, the Costco's out there. You know, Target not really doing much, very tight range, kind of like Walmart used to be. Right? We just box range like a spring. And our good friend Costco, everyone's going to Costco, Kirkland brand. Apparently they're making golf clubs, the golf putters, which are very, very popular. Costco is starting to move over the 200-day moving average, but even Costco, you know, normally not a huge mover for a $300 stock, but it is breaking out of the range, probably with some help from its friend Walmart. All right, everyone, thanks, like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff to the video. Get you on the next one.